The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. President-elect Donald Trump plans to declare a national emergency for mass deportation of undocumented migrants. On his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump amplified a recent post by a conservative activist. It says that the president-elect will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program. Alongside the repost, Trump commented, "True." Trump has earlier promised to deport millions and stabilize the border with Mexico after record numbers of migrants crossed illegally. Bobby Tixon of the Global Transparency and Transformation Advocates Network expressed concern over the uncertainties posed by U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's leadership. Here's an excerpt from his interview on The Big Story.
From what we hear, a lot of the Filipinos in America voted for Donald Trump. Perhaps not in your state, but the rest of the map, it's pretty red. Give us a better sense of what kind of conversations are going on there.
In a personal capacity, let me tell you that I couldn't fathom that Filipinos would be voting for him. In fact, there have been some Filipino priests who have been telling their parishioners to vote for him. And it's sad to think that you would decide on who the president of the most powerful country in the world is based on a singular criteria, abortion. Okay. They think that the guy is anti-abortion and his opponent is pro-abortion, which is not true. The Democrats are not pro-abortion. They're pro-choice. Abortion is limited to exceptional cases. Sometimes I get so frustrated and even emotional that I would ask point blank, if your daughter had been raped and your daughter, unfortunately, is carrying a fetus which is not viable, what would you do? When you ask them questions like that, they really can't answer. So the point, which makes me very sad, is a lot of Fakababayans have been gaslighted, They've been blindsided. And they have contributed to the victory of Trump. Now, of course, it's not only Asians and Filipinos, even Latinos, even African Americans voted for him. I really don't know. Even now, it's been 2 weeks, and I'm going back tomorrow, as I said. It's like a nightmare. I'm still waking up from the nightmare.
Bobby, let me kind of reframe my question to you earlier. So before Trump won, a lot of people were saying Trump 2.0 is not going to be like Trump 1.0, the first one, right? Now, when we look at the first Trump administration, would you say a lot of the fears, what you were afraid of actually happened once he took the Oval Office?
Are you saying that Trump 1.0? Is that your question, 1.0?
Yes, the 1.0.
Yeah, he tried to, but 1.0 was his first entry, and at that time he had some guardrails. Now the guardrails are gone, so 2.0 will be unfettered for him. You must remember, when he was president, Congress, especially the Senate, was very much against him, right? So there were many things he tried to push which didn't come through.
Meanwhile, Defense Chief Gibo Teodoro called out China for supposedly crowding our seas with their military vessels disguised as fishing boats and Coast Guard vessels. Teodoro said this is part of Beijing's efforts to deny us our access to our exclusive economic zone, or EEZ. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also agreed with Teodoro's observation. He said that China's behavior has been concerning. Austin also accused China of using dangerous and escalatory measures in enforcing their maritime claims in the South China Sea. We'll be back with more stories after this break. Keep it here on One News. Welcome back. You're still watching When News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Pagasa reported no sign of tropical cyclones around the Philippine area of responsibility so far. This after the Philippines was battered by 4 consecutive storms in the previous weeks. Instead, the extreme northern Luzon will experience lower temperatures due to the northeast monsoon or hanging amihan. Meanwhile, the rest of the country will experience hot weather due to the easterlies. Las Piñas Councilor Mark Anthony Santos attributes Senator Cynthia Villar's apparent anger towards him to his expose on the alleged tax delinquencies of the Villar family. Here's an excerpt from his interview on The Big Story.
What really happened?
Actually, when I watched the statement of Senator Villar, she was saying that magkatabi daw po kami doon sa church. So hindi daw po ako niya sinugod. But if you will check the video, she was sitting on the other side of the pew. Yung bench sa kabila. So yun po ang nangyari talaga. Hindi po nakita ng video yung una because this is not the first time that we met inside the church. Every time po na nagkakasabay kami, I approach her and greet her. And this time, yung 5th siguro encounter namin ngayon, nung kinamayan ko po siya, sabi niya po sa akin, huwag mo na akong kakamayan kasi sinisiraan mo yung pamilya ko. Oh, and then I went back to my seat, and then after sitting down, tumayo po ulit siya, and then sinugod niya po ako. And then doon na po, yun na po, nagulat po yung si Vice Mayor April doon. So kitang-kita naman po yung reaction ni Vice April. So
Okay,
yun
Councilor.
po ang nangyari.
Now in other news, Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla aims to reduce the number of police generals to just 100. Remulla noted that the Philippine National Police has 153 generals and 20 of them have no direct command. He previously stated that he only wanted 25 police generals, but admitted that this goal is not realistic. Remulla also clarified that his plan will not remove any incumbent police generals.
Ang kailangan gawin ay pag-aralan kung deserving pa talaga o kailangan ba talaga ng star rank nung position na yon or pwede lang colonel or other positions.
A former police chief and now Senator Bato de la Rosa did not oppose Remulla's plan. However, he told him to not drastically implement his desired changes for the PNP.
While we are going to, sana hindi ganun ka drastic yung gawin nating changes diyan sa organization, yung pagtanggal ng mga general dahil i-take into consideration rin natin yung moral and welfare ng mga officers na andyan dahil yan, pag-graduate ng PNPA, kung na ambisyon na nila yan, na dito ako ma-assign, kailangan dyan ako mag-general.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.